My name is Nika Namdi, co-creator of Fight Black Be More Stop Oppressive Seizures Fund. The fund seeks to disrupt and dismantle predatory systems that erode property rights and ownership while decolonizing our understanding of property. Today we're going to talk about the profane impact of Baltimore's tax sale. I call into this space the energy of Eloise and Levi Porter, my great aunt and uncle, who bought a home in Park Heights in the 1960s. At one point, my family had to fight to keep that home from being lost to tax sale. It is in their memory that I come to this work. The fight against tax sale continues. This year alone, more than 3,800 homeowners in Baltimore are at risk of being saddled with interest, attorney's fees, other fees, and even foreclosure if they are unable to avoid the tax sale. Many of us know that Baltimore's property tax rate is a problem, but what we don't know is that the tax assessments are too. The Center for Municipal Finance analysis of Baltimore property tax assessments from 2009 through 2018 shows that the least expensive houses in Baltimore are assessed at 164% of their sales value, while the most expensive houses are assessed at 68% of their sales value. Simply, the properties in Baltimore with the lowest sales price have assessed values of nearly 2.5 times their market value. These assessed values are the basis for property tax bills. It will surprise no one that the properties with the lowest sales values are concentrated in the Black Butterfly, the collection of Baltimore neighborhoods with predominantly Black populations. This evidence suggests that homeowners in the Butterfly are being overassessed. The result of an inflated tax rate and assessments are unaffordable property tax bills for homeowners who have been the victim of so much of the government's discriminatory and violent economic policies, of which tax sale is one of the most onerous. The 12 to 18% interest charged on properties that go into tax sale goes into the pocket of investors. You tell me where investors can get a guaranteed return like that. Exactly. Nowhere, except out of the pockets of mostly Black, elderly, and low-income homeowners, whose homes are targeted by investors because they are more likely to pay than the speculators who have abandoned their properties and their responsibility. Then there are the attorney's fees, which can rise to $2,400 or more if an estate has to be opened, and in many cases must be paid before the tax is owed to the city. When you combine that with the reality that the investor and the attorney can be the same person, and that many homeowners wrongly think that the attorneys represent them, you have government-sanctioned predatory practice in full swing, leaving families suddenly to find themselves thousands of dollars in debt or facing the painful reality of losing their home. Within a year of tax sale, a $1,000 tax bill will have ballooned to $3,300 if it remains unpaid. Not even COVID-19, a global health pandemic which requires social distancing and has caused dire financial stress for so many, has stopped this practice. In fact, last year, more than 200 tax sale foreclosure filings occurred in Baltimore. We can't afford to have 200 more families made homeless in our city while investors line their pockets. Mayor Brandon Scott said in his State of Baltimore address that he has directed his team to do what is necessary to ensure that no homeowner loses their home to tax sale. Well then, we declare it necessary for the Director of Finance, Henry Raymond, to cancel this year's tax sale, while an equitable collection and recovery system can be created in its place and a fair tax rate and assessment process are instituted. We can't have an equitable, just, or well-governed city while a predatory practice such as tax sale exists. This isn't a game of revenue over everything. This is about governing for the people above all. Anything less is plantation politics and a predatory practice of the lowest sort, specifically harming Baltimore's Black community. The time for change is now. We can't afford to wait for City Hall to act. If you know someone who needs help getting out of tax sale, have them reach out to the SOS Fund.